Did you know that after 35 your hormones start to change and you're technically starting to enter perimenopause if you're a female? Well, I see a lot of women who are starting to experience symptoms like they might be getting the beginnings of PMS when they haven't had it before, or they might start to experience changes in your periods and they wonder what's going on. And well, it's to do with those shifts that are starting to occur as the beginning of perimenopause. Perimenopause can last from 35 up until the time that you actually properly enter menopause, which is around 50, and that can be a very slow start and then it ramps up the closer you get to your 50s. So what's actually going on? Well, your progesterone starts to go lower, and then that can make things like PMS worse, it can make sleep worse. On top of that, you also start to enter the roller coaster era of your estrogen, which means that sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, and so you get different symptoms associated with what peak you're in. It's usually a fairly slow, gentle roller coaster to begin with, but when it's high, you might start to experience a bit more things like heavy bleeding with your periods, or potentially more irritability, mood swings, or increased symptoms to do with histamine intolerance as well. When it's low, you might get a bit more brain fog or even worsening of things like your ADHD type symptoms as well. And some women might think that ADHD has appeared out of nowhere, but potentially what's happened is that you've always had a little bit of it, and it's just that the lower estrogen stage has meant that you've got a increase in those symptoms, so you're just not managing it as well as you used to. And the reason for that is because estrogen actually affects the executive functioning area of your brain, which means that when you have moments of low estrogen through your life, so the down periods of perimenopause or later on menopause, or even just in the premenstrual period as well, right before you're about to get your period, your estrogen usually drops down a little bit lower, and so ADHD can go, oh, hello, I'm here for a moment. And so that's lots of fun as well. So you also are much more likely to be more sensitive to stress because progesterone decreases, and so your body increases its demands for nutrients to make progesterone, which is the pregnenolone, and then that can sometimes mean that you're actually struggling to make all your stress hormones and to process them properly as well. So if you're in your late 30s and you're noticing some of these changes, you're not imagining it, it's not in your head, it's your hormones. And so I think that understanding what's going on can help you to actually feel a little bit more balanced and supported as well. And the best thing you can do for it, see a naturopath.